Hi everyone, welcome back to another tutorial, this time on how I create a lineless animation 3 ways. So the first way is to animate my character or scene with rough lines and then use them as a guide to lay down colours on new layers above. Usually I'll reduce the opacity a little to check what I'm doing is right, and I can get a fairly consistent animation if I stick to the guidelines. It helps to keep the different parts of my animation on separate layers so I can change things later on if I need to. The second way I do it is to line my animation neatly, colour it normally and then lock the transparency on my line layer, or use the stencil function and a new layer to fill in the lines so they match up with my colours. This way is the neatest of the three and would be what I use for freelance if they asked me to do a lineless animation in 2D frame by frame. It means that I can check for any shaky lines and mistakes in the lining stage, and I don't have to keep fixing things later on. I can also keep certain parts of my line layer darker to add detail to my animation while the rest blends in. The third way to animate linelessly is to just go for it. This way is great for experimenting, and if you animate with flats, you can correct your animation along the way. This way can take a lot longer, but the type of lineless animation depends on what your project is and what you want it to look like. This way is great for any artsy GIFs and short films, and personally I think you can get away with a lot more if it's lineless rather than a lined animation. So the way I finish off a lineless animation is to use texture or shadows, which are easier to apply if you've coloured things on separate layers. In TVPaint I'll use the stencil function on the layer so I don't go over the edges, and either a dark purple or black to colour in the shadows. Once they're done, I'll turn down the opacity of that layer to around 20%. It just gives the whole animation more depth. So there's the 3 ways I animate linelessly. Like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe if you want to see more tutorials, shorts and animated story times. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back with another one real soon. Bye!